In the floating realm of Aeralune, where islands drifted like silent dreams across the lavender sky and the wind carried ancient melodies of forgotten stars, lived a humble sky scribe named Nimjod, whose life had always been quiet, predictable, and beautifully lonely until the day he stumbled upon the falling shimmer of a celestial feather that glowed with a warmth he had never felt before, and with it came Aerisia, a mysterious girl with silver wind-kissed hair and soft amber eyes who seemed to belong to every horizon at once. Nimjod found her lying unconscious at the edge of his sky hut, hovering just a little above the wooden planks as if gravity itself hesitated to touch her, and when she opened her eyes, he felt as if the entire realm had exhaled after centuries of silence, for within a single heartbeat he knew something inside him had shifted forever, something as magical and fragile as the first light of dawn. From that moment their lives intertwined like threads woven by destiny itself as Aerisia explained that she was a wind-bearer, a guardian of the ancient currents that kept Aeralune afloat, but she had lost her celestial compass, her luminous feather, and without it her power was fading and her memories dissolving like mist, and Nimjod, with all the courage he never knew he possessed, vowed to help her reclaim everything she had lost even though he did not fully understand the dangers hidden in the sky realm's shimmering beauty. Together they journeyed across floating cliffs draped with glowing vines, through sky forests where transparent leaves chimed softly with every breath of wind, and over golden bridges made of pure moonlight that existed only for those who walked with sincere hearts, and with each place they crossed, Aerisia's memories flickered in fragments, brief visions of laughter, flight, and a loneliness even deeper than Nimjod's own. Yet every time her powers faltered, Nimjod steadied her, holding her hand as if the world itself depended on that connection, and in truth, for him, it did. As they traveled, Nimjod grew enchanted not just with the wonders of Aeralune but with Aerisia herself. The gentle way she traced the motion of clouds as if reading their stories, the quiet wonder glowing in her eyes whenever she rediscovered a forgotten piece of her past, and the soft gratitude in her voice when she whispered his name like a promise wrapped in wind. Soon the sky realm began reacting to their closeness, for magic in Aeralune was alive and emotional. Streets brightened when she smiled at him, clouds parted whenever he reached for her, and the winds hummed softly whenever their steps aligned, as if the entire kingdom understood the bond growing between them even before they did. But Aeralune was not entirely peaceful, for the Storm Warden, a being forged from ancient tempest magic, sensed the missing feather and the fading power of its bearer, and with the greed of 1,000 broken winds, he began to hunt them, hoping to steal the feather's celestial core and take control of the skies. Unaware of this looming danger, Nimjod and Aerisia reached the Island of Echoes, where memories took physical form, drifting like tiny glowing spheres, and there, hidden within a sphere of pale blue light, Aerisia found the memory of the moment she fell from her celestial path. She had tried to contain a raging sky rift alone, her wings shattering from the strain, and the feather had torn away into the winds. Seeing this, Nimjod felt his heart tighten with a pain he could not explain, not just because she had suffered but because he wished he had been there to hold her through it. As Aerisia touched the memory orb, the island trembled, revealing the location of her lost feather. Trapped inside the Storm Warden's lair within the swirling tempest abyss, where winds roared loud enough to silence entire worlds, though fear coiled in his chest, Nimjod told her he would go with her, reminding her that no storm could frighten him if she walked beside him, and for the first time, Aerisia looked at him not as a lost guardian or a fading wind-bearer, but as someone whose presence anchored her more firmly than her own celestial powers. Together they flew, Aerisia guiding the winds with what remained of her strength and Nimjod clinging to her as the air whipped around them, toward the abyss, where the sky darkened into swirling indigo clouds and the winds screamed with ancient fury. And when the Storm Warden emerged from the storm's heart, towering, horned, glowing with crackling lightning, Nimjod instinctively stepped in front of Aerisia despite knowing he had no magic, no weapon, nothing except the beating of his heart that refused to abandon her. But it was this unwavering courage that awakened the feather hidden deep within the tempest, and as it floated toward Aerisia, glowing brighter than dawn, the Storm Warden hurled a bolt of lightning that Nimjod shielded her from, collapsing as pain tore through him like a blazing blade. In that moment, Aerisia's power surged back into existence, her wings blossoming from her back in a breathtaking wave of light, and she caught Nimjod in her arms as if holding together the very sky, whispering his name with a trembling desperation that cracked the storm apart. With her full strength restored, she commanded the winds with such fierce emotion that even the Storm Warden bowed before her tempest of love and fury, dissolving into harmless mist. Carrying Nimjod through the settling calm, she laid him on a floating bed of warm light, her tears shimmering like tiny stars as she begged him to open his eyes, and when he finally did, smiling weakly and teasing that she looked too beautiful to cry, she laughed, a sound so bright it rekindled the fading sky, and kissed his forehead with a tenderness that wrapped him in warmth deeper than any magic. From that day forward, Orizia remained by his side, no longer a lost celestial wanderer but a guardian who had found her anchor in a simple sky scribe whose heart had dared to love the wind itself, and together they rebuilt Aeralune's drifting isles, letting their bond guide the winds as the realm floated more peacefully than ever before, for every whisper of breeze now carried the quiet truth that love, gentle, patient, and profoundly magical, was the strongest force in the sky.